I wanna be black. It was a time that summer 66 when it always be some brother on the corner. In a beret, leather jacket, green army pants, wanting to know what was a young child like me doing out in the night. Didn't I know it was dangerous? Why, what would your mama say? Before the Red Devils and Bennies, I got 10 for $1. Before I turned to Smokey Robinson and Ripple Wine, or getting finger fucked in some garage by somebody with a dick. All that summer, at nighttime walking, I got schooled by miscellaneous black niggas gone caring and literate, breaking down the community party line. Niggas need to pick themselves up out the drug scum, the numb cum, up out the sphere of the white man's life plan and history and logic and systematic self-hate for black and funk and nap and snap and pop and fuck and fun and just about most the best things folks love to do. And these brothers, these big brothers would walk me home no matter how far, how late, and wouldn't put their hands on me, and wasn't disrespectful no kind of way. Then my titties started growing, and I realized I could leave my glasses home, just squint, and then it just about be guaranteed some fool would take me by the wrist and lead me through the shifting dance floor at Fremont High Saturday night sock hop and grind all tween my thighs a full 3 minutes 'cause I was starting to get cute. For a while, I got so preoccupied I guess I didn't read no books. And after that Hampton thing, I guess other black folks didn't want to read no more books neither. 'Cause all that politicizing was turning out to be dangerous to the conscientious individuals of the race, niggas getting shot up by the FBI and carrying on. Or maybe we just came to a time in history when pussy was just plain better. Or maybe wine was not sour, or the devil's in dope smoother, I don't know, but seemed like everybody flaked at once. Now folks don't know who's Ron Karenga, Fanya Davis, and if you say Black Panther, they think you mean animal. And all the Negroes in dreads and greens and reds, all the socialistic lesbian colored girls, they so far away from this Jerry curl, this wild dancing vagina, LA's Prince obsession, and South African gold strung around black necks. It don't seem like it ever was a functioning community. Don't seem like it could have been more than a myth, a wish, a desperate hallucination that black people could love each other in the cool and dark of Watts America, 1966. Ain't 'bout nothing but some toast. How you like your toast be a very important thing. 'Cause you only one can get toast right. You take like eggs and you say, I like my eggs fluffy. I like my eggs with pepper, and if you could fry them in margarine instead of oil, I would like that. And somebody bring you eggs exactly like that. But toast, no matter how good you explain it, somebody bring you toast, it be halfway cold, or the wrong kind of bread, or soggy, or too brown, or something, and it just don't be right. Your mama can't do it. Your running partner on mushrooms and motorcycle can't do it. Your second best lover with serious head can't do it like you needs to get it done when you come home, last unemployment check in hand, nobody at the pad, birds sleeping, kitchen cold and black, tight money funk filling your mind when caught between the rush and crash of hellacious party in the streets. Your main squeeze don't get it up regular no more, and you can't stop putting things in your mouth. Time for a toast, however you like it, 'cause you the only one know the ins and outs of your taste buds and fingertips. Eating toast remind me of flying a flag you don't want to spit on. Eating toast remind me of basketball African bonding, and dialectic materialism. Eatin' toast say, keep hanging, girl. The wicked system out in the streets can fuck with yo pocket, yo niggas, but who got yourself when the kitchen all cold and black, cat snoring, roommate out chasing pussy somewhere? Just give me some Wonder Bread and I'll be cool. Give me 3 cigarettes, jet fuel coffee finna perk, and steam rising off of my hot buttered toast. Johannesburg at a distance. Close your eyes in humility for the endurance of Southern Black African wills, bearing the weight, the tough fight with a Nazi honky bent on having her labor. Open the eyes in shock for white Afrikaners' dead and damaged souls, so rank, so funky, the numb and sucking from the body of black work. Spread the palms. Frustrate the ears at the sound of the media news of the slaughter. Want to struggle with the peoples, black and otherwise righteous. Reopen your eyes. Close a fist and whisper humility enough to pray, and pretend the war is in your hands. Warning to young bright sisters. White American Culture 101A. Once, a pre-med white boy laced his fingers into mine and introduced me to foreign films, espresso in cafes, and existentialism. As far away from niggerism as I could get, I ran to him, relieved to be caught by his thighs and fucked dry for hours and hours and hours. Hardened black faces filled the ceramic cups and picked up the tips he left. I brooded, and after Camus had been exhausted, I suggested Entezaki, Jean Toomer, Baraka. "Why are you so angry?" he told me, and dropped my hand when black men passed us on the street. "Where do these moods come from?" His childhood of piano lessons and Little League, an occasional bloody nose, and a fat, idle mother was a calm crack in the black rat faces that haunted me at night. The fissure grew and grew by white magic, white power I wanted to be swallowed and cleansed. I told him about mine, 2 1/2 rapes, niggas cutting up my younger brother, cardboard in the bottom of shoes when it rained, and poetry books I stole from the library. Fatigued, he poured French coffee, lit a cigarette, and picked up Sartre. "Strive to be positive," he told me, looking up from his book, "or at least impartial." Impartiality scalds the tips of tongues into silence. I said nothing. The crude, dry lessons of hot white men can make you numb, or spin in anger exponential to street abuse, or thrash in dizzy shame of black innocence. Impartiality burns blind in young white men who feel the hope of Nietzsche, the power of privilege, and the servitude of women who want only to escape. Manifesting the rush. How to hang. 1. If somebody tries to give you something, let them. This applies to everything, especially cigarettes, sex, and drugs. 2. Tell time to take a hike. 3. Laugh at everything you can. 4. Find people who are hanging and hang with them. Screen them with drugs Weed all the time. Cocaine too hard on the pocket. Beer'll make you fat and gin'll make you drunk a lot quicker. Slamming is hard on the nerves. Green pills, white pills, and black ones from somebody's doctor play real well, and nobody crazy with good sense does acid. 5. Tell everybody everything. No masks, no mysteries, and tell everybody you won't tell anybody and tell anyway. 6. Find out who is hanging with who. Go to people you don't hang with, but know they hang with people you hang with and say, "How's the hang?" 7. Establish an in-click code word for those not hanging. You got your basic square. You got your pasty-face American geek bending over, going for the okey doke. You got your LA stranger-lo, and ain't nan one of 'em know how to hang. 8. Open your home as a hang center. Keep tidbits in your freezer. Stock up on ultra stress formula vitamin B complex. Do a lot of dishes. At least once a week, plan on giving over an evening to somebody's bad trip, somebody's peel. Some trim together artist will do the breakdown, and then you gots to hang tough. 9. How to hang tough. Imagine yourself very cool, very sharp, and all together. Remember, it's fine to be crazy. It's like really cray to be crazy. Like what the fuck else we gonna do? We got so much heart, so much insight. We living in a hellacious world, man. Folks like us, if we wasn't crazy, we'd be dead, a crazy one. Then tell your partner. Let him know who's boss. Listen. Hold his hand. Hold him. Tell him his mama loves him. Confess something evil. Hold him. Tell him again his mama wasn't jiving. She does love you, man. She just didn't know how, and it ain't nothing wrong with being crazy, and you ain't crazy no way. Be prepared to knock his ass out if he gets too wild. 10. Regarding sexual activity, consider filthy language and lingerie. Never sleep with anybody crazier than you, unless you up for a wild ride. Keep your hands cupped over your heart. Do not fall in love. Black rape. I got fucked, and it wasn't no thing. Just some trip between a boy and a girl. Some pussy and cock disease colonized our bodies. Made him take me down in an alley, the knife still in his hand. Just some man-woman thing. Take it like a woman. Take it like a white woman raped by a white man, not racially related, not culturally relevant. Take it like a woman, bitch. Sides, black men are under a lot of pressure, I'm told. Got good cause to act out. Sides, black boys got decent reason to explode, so I got humped by a brother, and the sickness sucked up my cunt. I wished for a demented Caucasian. Give me clean hate. I wasted a wish to make the cock white, make the swallowing a smoother, acceptable kind of political pain. Eviction. White men handed papers to my mother through a cracked door. We had to get boxes from the liquor store and watch her get drunk. Before, just yesterday, my mother brought home Purple Heart doilies and gave us large silver coins we held tight in our hands, running to catch ice cream bells. Yesterday, she baked macaroons, talked to her plants, and scrubbed even the air with her sure, careful movements. Now she sits, she stares, she drinks. And after our disassembled home, gin, rum, and vodka boxes are carried on the backs of large and small men swarming about my mother's drunken laughter. After the doilies have been gathered, The plants limp with root shock are placed on the orange U-Haul. We will jump on beds and throw kung fu kicks at the walls. We will break windows and shriek as they shatter for the unyielding blue eyes, the unknown, untouchable authority that disrupted this, the peace of my mother's home. Howling poems of the Beat generation. Sometimes I be like Miss Badass Black Chick, above and beyond anything left behind by some white men. Sometimes honky culture piss me off and wear me out, except when I'm checking out the beats, the bongo drum beats of the old-time beatniks and their pseudo-jazz scene. Hey, truth is, I'm into it. Truth is, them wine-drinking poet types, them knapsack-lugging, zen-meditating poem writers, give me a literary tradition, a language of resistance and bongos. Give me hope and spit and joyful ways to avoid all the fearful tap dancing. That assimilation got the hearts of the mainstream, the lie-eating, lie-generating lifestyle that makes this breathing process deathly boring. Problem is, we ain't got no name for the scene of this age. We not hippies, we not beatniks. We got a touch of the punk, but the heck with giving punk the leadership. Punk ain't got the spunk, not the spark, ain't got the know-it-all insight to righteously dish out the dirt to the yuppie, bluppy, guppy materialist sellouts in this girl's city. It's a bunch of lames out there, a bunch of car-washing dead-butt squares who has given up all hope of magic and meaning in life except from what come through things. Things like delirious automobiles, things like pajamas and 52 pair of shoes. I myself drive a dented Toyota, take me every place but space, and hey, Ferlinghetti take me there, where I let my finger pop and Mr. Kaufman's lead, my eyes and hands dig me way out there, where it's happening. I'm a believer. I'm a bohemian believer into the scholarly seeking of poetic self-worth. And if you're into it, be into it, I say, and be hip to getting the magic to swell from the mind to the page to the air in the beatnik tradition of Jack, bongo beaten, black wearing Jack Kerouac. Yes, Lord, Mr. K's pissed me off with their misogyny and drinking with the pigs and the intrinsic limitations of a white vision. But me and my black hands, we not prejudiced. Everywhere we go, we seeks us a lesson of crazy wisdom. We takes us a lesson from the white boy prince of the bums. Keep faith in coolness. Stay wildly in love. Always seek and sacrifice for the poem. Hey, what could be better than that? Anti-apartheid art. American blacks are known for black magic and music and humor. Not black at all, but deep, husky-hearted laughter that empties us of hate. Anti-hate, we partay. We play, make soul food easy for white folks to swallow. Cut back on the spice, the nasty grease of history. Niggas be shamed to be grouped with the jigaboos of the jungle, beating drums, barefoot and ignorant. Africa don't got the style of new wave, slick purple pompadours. Liberated Negroes set the pace in athletics. We the fastest, hippest thing going, doing the well-paid work of soothing honkies and staying high, hitting the joint to hide a shit-colored memory of being scum in this country, in this world, being hung and strung out in South Africa. Happy Negro. The news betrays your joyous finger pop. The white man ain't done with your ass yet. The radio reveals honky's consistent cruelty and America's indifference to lost black blood. In Soweto, 32 killed, 20-something wounded. In Sharpsville, 69 black pacifists made the streets red. The media conjures a hurting that never touched my body. I grow outraged dreadlocks, feed my babies greens, sing 'em old blues and gospel. I grow dreadful black rage. A tradition makes me wish for prison or guns, but America, sweet assimilate, off-white black culture. Gotta make it soft for whitey to comprehend this evil possessing me. Gotta rise above their stink like a saint. Be a tutu, be a king, anti-apart hate, and spit out an American black poem. Anti-apart hate art. On Sex in July. Mostly I think about protecting the slit, about mace classes from the police and my spiked brass knuckles I keep by my keys. And I think about windows that might be cracked and the wicked men who carry the mail or bag my food, and the women who suffer sex in war, who have holes to brutalize, babies to butcher, that special, female, vulnerability. Once a month my blood is brown and thick instead of thin and bright, 'cause the best freedom from abortion is chemical pills that also swell breasts for men to suckle. Then he that fills me with his life comes near and spreads my lips with his fingers. He that whimpers like a child for a tit, for some sympathy against this harsh world. He, stiff and hard, groping for something round and soft, while from inside my vagina grips and sours against its openness. Its need I can't feel anymore, and it's summer, so hot the maniacs might get lonelier, hornier, might telepathically sense my open patio, might think to bring a screwdriver, a loaded gun for my mouth, an ice pick for my anus, while he that comes to me in the night, when the blue fan hums, worn sheets from his mother strewn across the floor, he, my lover, my baby, my boy, comes with lemon and ice in sweating glasses to cool me with electric winds and cups of cold water, comes to find a fleshy space of undrying promises and warm, unspoiled, giving brown soil. Trying to draw a square poet. The hoes call any woman who will not turn a date a square. And the women who will not turn a date call the women who will not shoot dope a square. And the women who will not shoot dope call the women who will not fuck a man they don't know real well just for fun a square. And the women who will not fuck a man they don't know real well just for fun, well, who knows about them anyways? They squares. My mama is definitely a square. Yo mama is definitely a square. Nat King Cole, suicide poems, eating in cars, Kmart, handcuffs, and loud noise could go either way, but violence is always cool. People love to hear about violence. If not drugs, weed. If not weed, gin. If not gin, Miller's Light. And if not coffee and cigarettes, you dealing with a square. I have a little stamp I pass out to white folks who show me their artwork. I say, "You cool with me, man. You ain't no square." Instantly, they are relieved. But being a square is cool. Some of the coolest cool I know is a square. I pretend to be a square. You pretend to be cool. I am pretty cool about pretending to be a square. You are pretty goddamn cool about pretending to the square in relation to the cool where I am in reality a square. Making all of this up, which is what it be like, and definitely pretty cool. Bombs Away, poem for the church in Ocean Park. Once it was a spot in time, pre-computer and acid rain, way 'fore our thinking got rancid with machine lust and logic got big on no heart and electricity. Pre-eco-ego nonsense and way 'fore the weather got weird. When 85 generations could have worked it out by race mixing, and the miracle of children born without bitterness, but we done soured the homeland and our bright ocean. When I go for a dip of calm nature's water, my skin come out scummy. A rash on my ass get me to itching and thinking about them hard, war-infested men who didn't feel our planet's vulnerability and liked hot, polished metal better than clean beaches and peace. So when the fizzle come, when the final red burns a slow mass suffer, I want those military men and their women to eat the toxic waste, get enough sizzling in their pores to bottom the fuck out. Like pain could crack 'em up and out of evil into nicety. As if hurt could make a bad person good, as if right-wingers could say uncle and make it all right, say, hey, I take it all back, I've been mean, I'm sorry, I've been greedy, I could be nice now, let's build a nice world, black and blue, pussy and dicks together. And the hands of racially mixed unborn children would be held in a ritual by our mother, our water, the sea, and send a hope back into the past, our dirtied and anger-filled now, to greet and warm and lift us.
The new news for an unknown white boy. Let me hear something new, says you. New. Belonging to the present rhyme, line of jive, fashionable, crisp, crunchy information, fresh coal train of thought. In the vein of black blood, heroin still flows so nice. It's been popped in New York at a nickel a spoon and smoked Vietnamese style in LA, and other junk like PCP pills and alcohol ain't gave ground. The red man's favorite do is still good old Mountain Brew, and that ain't no soft drink lightning as in white or pick your poison, cocaine brain high by any other name is off this planet. And when are you coming down? What's new, Doc? Stop the clock and dish me up some of the novel savvy, 'cause slavery is dead, you said. Oh, reet, it's so bon appetit. There's flowers growing on 103rd in Watchtowers to heaven, and the darky parade has come to a felonious end. 34 people did not die in the rebellion of August 65. Give you some news. Michael A. Donald was not lynched from a Mobile, Alabama tree March 25th, 1981 because he had a white girlfriend. Blacks did not riot in Miami. The Haitian refugees were welcomed to American shores and given land grants. I myself lived in a condo high-rise. I drive a Rolls-Royce and send my kids to France for education. And this is a mink coat I have on instead of black skin. Jim Jones is alive and well in San Francisco. 934 peoples did not die of cyanide and old Kool-Aid in Guyana. Black people in South Africa have set up socialistic rule and equally redistributed the wealth. The president has awarded every Afro-American family who can document a slave background 40 acres and a mule, as previously promised. See your Department of Social Services worker. Chocolate City, Washington, D.C., has become Mocha City. Fred Hampton and Malcolm X were co-awarded the Nobel Rest in Peace Prize posthumously. What's new, Spookaroo? Ain't no news like cold news, and my condition under the noose has deteriorated. Can you get ready for that? Perhaps I should rephrase that for desensitized ears. I am better educated, better paid, upwardly mobile, and still riding in the back of America's metaphorical bus when it comes to human dignity. Get your used hotbox today. That new stuff still drives them crazy. Name your minority up to the minute, on the minute by minute report on the Negro problem. Niggers is not newsy this year. Flash bulletin. Unclear news warfare has been made obsolete by sanity. Sweetmeat, your obsession with the obscurity of postmodern, nihilistic, megaphysical spirituality, aka bullshit, is simply no news. Geez, I don't know about you, but what I'm into these days is family, friends, food, and fucking. And that's old. Old as in gold. Old as in hills. Old as in time. In other words, up your news, baby. Rules. Walk on the inside, away from the curb. No public displays of affection. When you call, let the phone ring twice, hang up, and then dial again. Call only if it's an emergency. If she answers, hang up. Have the kids in bed when I get there. I like my wine chilly, ice cold. Please keep the ice tray filled. Play jazz for me. Keep it low. You like your music too loud. Keep a wet towel handy on the nightstand so we don't have to get up and go to the bathroom. When we fuck, suck my nipples. When you come, call me Jesus. They'll starve you. So you think you're better. Tough. Made of special stuff. A fine addition to the human species. They will treat you like feces. Under the boot of racial pride, they'll skin your hide and drive home the message of numbing pain, nigga. They'll never pay you your worth or recognize your beauty. The language of your bone and drum are foreign tongue. You hung if you know too much, hung if you know too little, overqualified or under. They will tell you you're too tall, dark, hip, intelligent, or ugly, too good to be true, too much whore, or not whole enough. You will always be too late or too early, too hard or too easy, nigga. They will open all doors except the one you want to go through. Slave, sucker, slave. The future is a grave. You won't get over sniffing clover. It's your rump you've got to save. They'll box you in, make necessities luxuries, luxuries dreams. Yeah, we loved one another, but he was tampered with, and I was a veteran of World War love, a story with one possible ending. Divorce? Shit. I dared think he was mine forever. They'll starve you till your cunt rusts, till your children betray you to the Gestapo, your lover steals cash from your purse, till you collapse over the office typewriter, till you smoke too much dope and drink too much sterno, till you don't care if the sun rises, Jesus returns, or the fucker comes. They will make you believe in ghosts. See ghosts. Talk to ghosts. Become a ghost. They will starve you, nigger. They will make you pay until paying feels like privilege. Make you forgive them as they tighten the noose to your throat. They will whip your body to a bloody pulp, conceal it in a plastic bag, weight it down with brick, and toss it into the swamp. They will poison your progeny with every dangerous substance known to man. They will rob you of your secrets and get rich while you starve, Negro. No way, 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 no way. Out, 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 out. They will be your friend as long as you're exceptional. What will they do? What will they do when they have no use for you? Dime a dozen you. They will burn a cross in your brain till you'll fuck anything, till your eyes bug out, till you suck your own blood. Blind Betty and I used to pal around a lot. We'd go and do and run. It was fun in a way. I mean, I liked Betty. She was A-OK. I called her Blind Betty because she always pretended she couldn't see me when I knew she could. I was fascinated, wondering why someone who couldn't stand to look at me always hung out with me, always called me on the phone to talk to me for hours at a time. One time, 8 hours straight, a listening record for me. Perhaps it was 'cause I looked so much like her after the first glance, she felt I no longer bore examination. It isn't necessary to continually stare at one's mirror image. One begins to think bad thoughts. Blind Betty and I were both black, almost the same skin tone, except that hers ran to yellow and mine ran to red. Blind Betty wasn't as tall as I physically, but her ego made up for every inch, and she was active-aggressive while I was passive-aggressive, so it seemed to work out. In that way, Blind Betty and I were fast friends. It was cool until one day something bad happened to me. I got sick, and I did not feel like suffering through Blind Betty's interminable monologues anymore. When I was forced to travel miles to work so I could pay my doctor's bills, I tried to tell Blind Betty, but she pretended she did not hear. See, my mouth shaped the syllables. I shaped them very carefully. I even wrote them down in a book and gave them to her to read. But Blind Betty couldn't see the pages, being blind. So one day, when me and Blind Betty went to breakfast with her gentleman friend, I took off my blouse and bra. Blind Betty saw me. She let me know in no uncertain terms that she saw me. She didn't like what she saw. Her gentleman friend proffered no opinion. I drove Blind Betty and her man home. I've been free and seen ever since. The first day of spring, 1985. Polemic for Tim and Kathy Joyce. Lust for liberty sprouts 17 dead, blackest black South Africa. Camera, action, blood and shoes. Remember the mountains of shoes? The commemoration of 69 slain in Sharpeville. The militia swarms down on the marchers. The township and disenfranchised children become angry bands of roving youths, throwing rocks and epithets at billy clubs, automatic machine guns, tanks, cannon. Sanctioned slaughter. 2 cops transform a protester's head into mulch on the 6 o'clock news. Within minutes, the patriarch of America, too, appears via satellite. Will he increase his hardline policy towards South Africa? No. The situation apartheid is deplored by all. But these were rioters, and some of the police who stopped the violence were black. Video pornography, piosis. He blames the slave for slavery. Whitewashes and soft pedals genocide. I'm out of my senses. Splib, splob. Home of the lynch mob, land of the vigilante. World War III is now taking place, an economic holocaust. Who remembers Mary Smokes? Who remembers Wounded Knee? Who remembers the night of long knives? Kent State, Jackson State, Attica, the Greensboro Five, Geronimo. In 1819, I was stoned to death in the streets of Philadelphia by 3 white women. Who am I? Hello from months later. I'm fighting to stay in the classroom. No open minds. I'm teaching Lord of the Flies, telling the youths about Manson and Jim Jones's Temple of Doom, Sympathy for the Devil, Altamont, Hell's Angels. And this girl looks up at me and says, "Are you making all of this up?" Tim, who remembers the tongue of the man who has no tongue. Casting call. Snow in the blood, my lovers coo. The maroon man in the black stingy brim smokes Camels, tells me I'm an honorary member of the camera crew, one of the chosen. He hands me a nip of Concord grape, paws my thigh, requests my zodiac sign and floor plan, slips me 20 to cover expenses. Stars twinkle, twinkle in asphalt. One looks down, not skyward. At the unemployment office, I await sign-up for stipend. We've been in a slump since Reconstruction. The casting director asks me to strip, looks over my appointments, tells me my figures don't fill the bill, but he can always use a good secretary. The Haitian photographer displays a composite of seductees. At 200 dinars, I can join his lineup. He takes my vital statistics down to ring size, measures my tongue, determines I'm vitamin M deficient, and there's little hope for cure and less for a part. We don't do black on black. The seersucker film producer doubles as clairvoyant, attempts to decipher my mindset, decides I'm just the item he'd like to market. Alack, it's too late. My cleats are blown. I'm lost in the parking mall, unable to locate my car, unable to remember my name, on hiatus. Some of us are found hanging from tree limbs or in jail cells, embraced by bed sheets. Some of us are found frozen over by amphetamines, opiates, and our alcohol, drowned in the savory substance of life's denied possibilities. Some of us are strangled by the law, beaten, clubbed, shot, mistaken for the criminal we should be for the crime they fear we may someday commit. Some of us go scrambling, frantically, futilely, for the last-minute luck it is thought will catapult us out of tarry despair. Some of us go slowly, quietly bled alabaster by the circumstance of skin, lost boxers of shadow, exhausted and stilled by the cobwebs of abstractions. Some of us die by assassination for having spoken the unpopular black of truth too long, too loudly, to too many. Some of us are aborted by malnutrition of the spirit, body, trying to keep up the mechanical intensity survival in America demands. Suicided. Some of us die humanely at the will of the state in a drugged sleep. None of us die laughing. Joe, 2 wines. My liver hurts. The doctors say I've got 5 years. The Dakota shaman offers heavy water for dead man's thirst. Alls I need is one more and one to make morning. Don't be angry. The elders, the ancestors, the gods, all angry? You sound like my brother. I am your brother. Tears. His red sky woman left him for another woman. His blue buddy blows sacks in Vietnam's infantry limbo. The new wife screams, "Son of a bitch!" across 6,000 miles. A daughter's affection is reduced to wine times sophistry. The grape trades in miseries. White women come to fuck me to assuage their guilt. I can't stand it anymore. He displays his red card, tribal name, and reservation site, the tiny snapshot of a good Native American, his date of Genesis, his ID number. Why don't they just stamp it on my arm? We splendid saviors of our races understand one another, we warriors. Yeah, sure, I'm a warrior, but I need just one more drink to make it. The blonde coyote picks up his scent, closes in. On the bar, she buys 2 wines. They go to his room, undressed to let it bleed, dance the ritual. Poet after surgery. He keeps falling to pieces right before my eyes. The pieces of his body in the front seat beside me, I drive, trying at the same time to keep them from falling out of the car. His hands spill out of the window and onto the highway. Pulling over to the shoulder, I rescue them. And then his head, it falls off his neck, tumbling down onto the rubber mat. And his arms drop off his torso, limp beside his frame. And I keep trying to put him back together and drive at the same time, steering the vehicle west and north, putting him back together one piece at a time. Oh, they really did a good job on him down at the butcher shop. They cut out his gut and his heart and soul. The only thing they left were the words, a kindness. And somewhere there is a piece of him in her bed rotting. And somewhere there is a fraction of his mind tied up in a restraining jacket. It's really a problem keeping him together. We lost his penis in West Covina. How not to die young. When I came to the door, his wife opened it and retreated to a corner. I'd come to learn something about life, being 22, black, and having 2 babies hadn't taught me. He was fat and old and white with an elephant's guffaw, and me sitting on the floor near his knee, stars in my eyes, dreams between my teeth. And he kind of laughed at me and said, "There's 2 ways to die, young and old, and dying young is the worst possible way." And he gave me this magic formula because I like your spunk, kid. You'll go far in this world if you try hard not to die young. Ye old magic formulae. 1. Money is God. 2. Sex, good food, and shelter are the only morals you need. 3. Never trust any man, woman, or child. 4. Be selfish. 5. Compromise your ideals. 6. Anything that's too good to be true usually is. 7. There's a sucker born every minute. Try not to be one of them. 8. Never worry about being on time. All things wait for he who comes. 9. Be lazy. Let someone else do it. 10. Never dwell on your mistakes. 11. Never explain your actions to anyone. Good, Mama. I've tried so hard to be good. Looking at all these good years, good to people, good to you, true and blue to my ideals. Good, Mama. Do you hear me? So motherfucking good, good cook, good mother, good sister, good friend, good love. Remember everybody's birthdays and send cards. And call every now and then and drop a line to let them know I care. Good mornings, good nights. Try to please and help and aid. Good Mama. Be responsible to God the Father, my country, and help my poor enslaved peoples. Good Mama. So fucking good. Outgood all the rest. Oh, so damnable good. Good to death. Hajj, Malik, El-Shabazz. Yes, they've taken your tongue. Still you speak. Yes, you dared and were damned by your own skin. Black hands took you, but have not taken you. Bullets slew you, but have not slain you. Blood spilled out of you that day, blood running out and spilling into us. Where you live, where the black phoenix rises in our hearts forever.